Hey, we're just about 20 minutes away from President Trump's news conference as the coronavirus anxieties hit a fever pitch. Meanwhile, it's probably more debilitating to the average person than the virus itself. But how do we control anxiety? I'm asking a human behavior expert, one of the best, next. So, folks, the more the world shuts down around us, the higher our levels of anxiety go. And let's face it, it's taking a devastating toll. On that, I want to bring in human behavior expert Karen Ruskin. Karen, you and I spoke briefly yesterday about anxiety, how insidious it is. And everyone I speak to, even from people who have the strong veneer, are saying that underneath it, they're cracking.
Yeah, that's what's happening. You know, how we think affects how we feel and then therefore how we act. And the strongest muscle in the human body is the muscle of the brain. So if we're thinking with our emotional muscle, what we feed is what grows. So we're going to think more emotionally. We're not going to think clearly. Our functioning is going to be impaired. Whereas if we think with our logic mind, our logic muscle, if you will, then we're going to think more clearly and be able to make more rational choices. Anxiety truly is contagious. It's an anxiety pandemic.
It is, and we see empty shelves because of it. We see folks who are buying masks who don't need them. People who need masks can't get them. How do you turn something like that around when it feels like a general, everyone is afflicted at the same time?
That's a great point. And so what's happening is we're seeing all around us anxiety-driven behaviors. And so that's exacerbating our pre-existing condition of anxiety for those who have pre-existing conditions, and for those who don't, as you mentioned, typically level-headed, are being affected. So number one, it's so important to have the survive and thrive mentality thinking versus victim mentality. How our lens, how we think, the lens in which how we view things will affect how we act. That's number one. Number two, control your controllables, meaning what we feed into our mind affects how we feel. How we act affects how we feel, the mind-body connection. If we're distancing ourselves from family and from friends, isolating, if you will, producing our own quarantine, if you will, we are going to be affected and not feel well, and that further produces the anxiety. So therefore, connect instead of distancing. Don't isolate. That is just but a few examples of the things that we can do. Also, reassurance to yourself and to your family and your loved ones that you are going to get through this. We are going to be okay. If instead the mentality is, I'm not going to get through this, I'm not going to be okay. Mass confusion, mass chaos, all actions lead to further actions. It's a snowball effect, if you will, of delusional darkness thinking.
I think we're at boulder. That snowball has become a boulder. Doctor, always appreciate it. Karen, we'll see you again real soon.